Did President Trump's latest tariff threats just send global markets into a tailspin? From a 50% EU tariff delay to a 25% hit on Apple's iPhones, the world's economies are on edge. Welcome to Mobility Foresights, where we break down how Trump's trade moves are shaking up 2025. On May 23, 2025, President Trump fired off a bombshell on Truth Social, threatening a 50% tariff on EU goods starting June 1, accusing the bloc of unfair trade practices. He also targeted Apple, warning of a 25% tariff on iPhones not made in the US. These threats sent shockwaves through Wall Street, with the S&P 500 dropping 0.7% that day and Apple's stock sliding 2.6%. But by May 26, Trump delayed the EU tariffs to July 9 after talks with EU chief Ursula von der Leyen, sparking a market rebound. Tata Motors, a key player in global automotive, jumped 2% as trade war fears eased. So, what's the damage? Trump's tariff threats have rocked global markets. The Bloomberg Dollar Spot Index fell 0.8% on May 23, marking a 7% loss for the year, as investors braced for economic fallout. Tariffs could disrupt supply chains, raising costs for EU carmakers like Volkswagen and BMW. But the delay gave breathing room, boosting stocks like Tata Motors. Meanwhile, Apple's shift of iPhone production to India highlights how companies are dodging tariffs, but at what cost to US jobs? Citigroup's Robert Saukin says these threats are a negotiation tactic, predicting a potential 1% GDP hit for Europe if the 50% tariffs hit. The July 9 deadline looms, and EU trade chief Maros Sefcovic says they're committed to a deal based on mutual respect. But Trump's unpredictable style keeps markets guessing. JPMorgan's Jamie Dimon warns that tariffs could have long-term impacts, delaying business investments. If no deal is reached, a 50% tariff could spark a recession in Europe, hitting automotive and tech hardest. On X, some users are optimistic, noting Trump's claim that trade deals won't raise prices. But others call his tariff gamble a spectacular backfire for US leverage. For mobility sectors, the stakes are high, supply chain costs could soar, or new deals could stabilize markets. Trump's tariff threats are a high-stakes game, and global markets are on the line. Will we see a trade deal or a full-blown trade war? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let us know how you're navigating these market swings. Don't miss our next video. Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for the latest mobility and market insights from Mobility Foresights. Subscribe for more market updates.